allow for mercy.
Hello and welcome everyone back to Total War Warhammer 3. I'm Space Wizard Total War, and today we're going to be starting up a brand new modded campaign featuring Kroq-Gar and the redubbed Last Defenders of Jodl. Those of you who have probably played the Lustria Rises mod definitely know that this is why we have notice the change to the name off the start. We are going to be playing with two major overhaul mods for this campaign. The Lost Calm Jurassic, which is going to add a few units. We'll go ahead and pull on up. Actually, a lot of units. We got Ancient Wildlife units. We've got legendary animals, we've got the ancient war beasts, and the ancient allies, and how you acquire these through kind of a caravan that has been reworked to fit the Lizardmen. It's quite a bit of fun. I won't go ahead and spoil everything, but we will have the description loaded up with the links. That way you can find the details for both Lustria Rises and the Lost Calm Jurassic. Lustria Rises is more of a overwork for the Lizardmen itself, where it changes units, skills, lords, all sorts of good stuff. We add in a few actual hero and lord types, as well as a few units. We'll get to see all of those. I won't spend too much time going over all of the changes, as there's no way I'm going to be able to memorize that, and the script for that would be quite long. So let's get on into it. We've got Kroq-Gar, the ever-consummate defender, sallies from the Golden Tower to protect the Southlands from the forces of destruction. So we are Kroq-Gar. Nothing has changed except for the name has been changed to the Last Defenders of Jodl. The Lustria Rises also has a few, or just one, I guess, custom lord, where if you wanted to play as the Ludamancers of Tloxlon and Lord Adohi-Tega, it actually starts over in basically you're going to be fighting against Rakarth right off the bat, which would be a fun campaign, so go ahead and check it out yourself. Both of these, I'll have a few jump cuts here, both of these overhaul mods deserve quite a bit of love and support, so get in there and give the creators all of the appreciation they deserve. For our settings for this campaign, we're going to be playing on a legendary, very hard battle difficulty, but of course I always change the AI stats modifier down to completely neutral. That way our units, while it's going to be a much harder campaign, all of the units are going to maintain their actual unit identities, so we won't have Skaven slaves beating dwarf warriors in a straight up fight, which is ridiculous and should never happen. For the Crisis, we've got Black Pyramid, Biggest Wa, Vampiric Ascension, Vermintide, and the Will of Hashut active. I just don't like fighting against the Dawi, and the Wild Hunt is my least favorite. Fighting against the Keebler Elves and their incessant arrow blankets is just it's a nightmare. Let's come on back over to the Lizardmen Brawlhawk, grab our Kroq-Gar. We'll see our starting army, which actually is going to consist of two Saurus Spears, the Blessed Saurus Warriors of Shields, some Skink Cohort Javelins, a Saurus Old One Spear Rider unit, and then the Feral Stegodon, which is going to be a nasty beast, which is mostly our tank for the start here. Our faction effects are going to be less upkeep for all armies led by Saurus Old Bloods, so we're going to be mostly running around with Saurus Old Bloods for our lords. We'll have a few other themed armies with Kroxigor and the Toad Priests, but we'll get to that as the campaign progresses. Our Saurus buildings are going to grant us additional bonus to Saurus Scarvets and Old Bloods. We'll have more weapon strength plus 1% per character rank for those Scarvets and Old Bloods, and then 30% more experience gain for the said lords and heroes. For Kroq-Gar himself, he's also going to have that 15% drop in upkeep for his army, so very cheap armies as long as they're led by Kroq-Gar or other Saurus Old Bloods. He's going to have more ambush success chance by 25%, and then more weapon strength per character rank, and 25% more experience gain for Saurus Warriors and Cold One Riders. He doesn't actually buff up Temple Guard in any kind of way, which is a little bit interesting because they are Saurus, but just very elite. But that's alright. We'll come on over to our map where we are starting in the Golden Tower, which is a minor settlement, and we'll be facing off against some Skaven in a major settlement for our first battle, which is always lots of fun. For our lore here, we've got Kroq-Gar, known as the Last Defender of Jodl, is an ancient Saurus Old Blood, the last of the remaining Saurus warriors from the now ruined temple city of Jodl. The spawning that brought Kroq-Gar into the world produced a handful of other Saurus, each marked for greatness. In the instinctive ways of battle cunning, these warriors were unsurpassed by any of their kind, and each possessed an innate dominion over the native beasts of the jungle. Kroq-Gar's spawning coincided with the rearing of a brood of mighty carnosaurs, and he claimed the largest and most ferocious as his own. Following the Great Catastrophe, it was none other than the great Lord Mazdamundi High Slan, a mage priest of Hexawatl, that summoned Kroq-Gar to his temple city, choosing him to lead the great Saurus armies that remained. Mazdamundi gifted Kroq-Gar with the ancient artifact known as the Hand of the Gods, with which he could sear the flesh from his enemies' bones. Since that day, Mazdamundi has assigned Kroq-Gar the sacred task of exterminating those creatures not part of the Old One's great plan. Over his long existence, Kroq-Gar has fought many wars, leading the armies of Hexawatl or joining other hosts to aid them in battle. There is no continent upon which Kroq-Gar and Grimlock have not fought. For the last defenders of Jodl, this battle is not yet over. Indeed. Let's begin. Lockchalk Rar. How they play. Last defenders of Jodl. Progress through the campaign to unlock the devastatingly powerful hero, Lord Kroq, and wield his subtly crumbling powers. Will construct geomantic web buildings across your provinces to reinforce its power and boost the effects of your commandments, and will complete blessed spawning missions to periodically recruit formidable units. Indeed. And for what we have extra going on, we've got a couple of resources that are not normally there. We've got specimens, which will be gathered on expeditions, and specimens will be converted into units or as a research bonus as soon as an expedition completes. We've got sacrificial offerings. We actually are going to be also benefiting from the Tehenoans, a normal combat experience. We've got the sacrifices to Sotek here, which I don't know if they're exactly the same as what the base for Tehenoan is, but we've got all sorts of good stuff. Storm of Jolanka. So we've got our sacrifices as we will be building up the sacrificial offerings through our fighting. We've also got the Geomantic Reservoir now, which basically allows you to unify with any of the other Lizardmen factions, as well as get yourself an invocation of the use of one of these Cataclysm spells. But how long you get it is crafted and awakened multiple times, so you can probably get one use of each, which is just fine. So you get all of the Cataclysm spells, as long as you've got 200 of the Geomantic Reservoir. Looks like it's still showing these as the sacrificial offerings, but I think it's probably going to be counted as a different, unless we're using the sacrificial offerings for both, which I guess that does make sense. Alright, awesome. And then we've got the military convoys, which this is how we are going to actually be sending out those expeditions and bringing back eggs for the different dinosaurs across the world. So we actually are going to be getting the different dinos that are showing up on the little cards there. The only one of these that is not actually a place we can send units to is Itza. This is basically showing us all of the units that we can gain through specific events that are happening along our caravan, and these are a lot of the biggest and baddest in the lineup. I know there was an update that they made in 5.1 where a lot of these units used to be extremely overpowered, and now they've been trying to brought in line a little bit more. That way they make more sense, and they're not just going to help us overwhelm everyone super easily. Alright, so we've got Rathawk, our beginning skink priest, which I'm going to go ahead and rename him to Kevin, the second Orb Keeper. Oh, can we not call him the second Orb Keeper? I guess we can just call him like this. We'll mix it up, right? Kevin the second Orb Keeper. In memory of our Siege campaign that we won. Thank you, Brian, for the name suggestion. We'll go ahead and add him on into Kroq-Gar. And actually, what was his trait that he starts with? He's aggressive. If you're gonna die, you might as well die with your boots on. He forgot his boots. He's about his little happy golden ankle banglet, though. He's a Heavens priest. We get anything different going on for the priests? I don't know if they always got access to the ancient stegodons, but I mean, I'm here for sky lasers, just please. If Kroq-Gar himself got any kind of skill reworks, looks like he's got a lot more armor now. I don't remember if he had quite the stuff on his shoulders and stuff, but if he did, man, it's been a long time since I played Kroq-Gar, and it's definitely showing. Okay, Grimlock at rank 18. Glorious stuff. Immune to contact effects sounds amazing. Dominion of Hunters lets us buff up all of our, pretty much most of our cold one units, which I guess all of these guys also count. So Chulchins are cold ones, Yemi Boro are cold ones. Interesting. So almost all of the wild beasts that are kind of smaller are going to count as cold ones. Cool that they use those for the base model. We've got Attuned to the Beast, which is going to give a ton of units buffs. Melee defense, armor, and missile resistance for all of our, looks like, artillery monsters. And cavalry. We've got the Cold Blood Ascendants. Word save for our Scar Vets and Cold Bloods, which is great. Devastating flanker for himself. And I'm sure that's not strong. Headhunter. Restore order or overcome destruction. Now, I think we're going to be trying to stay on side with order. We don't need to restructure it. Spawning of Jodel. He's got some amazing skills here. Well, there's your upkeep reduction for Temple Guards. There's his one buff for the Temple Guard. Or ward save too sounds awesome. Alright, we'll quit looking through the skills and get ourselves into the first battle here. Kroq-Gar. People of Teotihuacan need to be re-educated in the ways of the Great Plan. Oh, Skaven. Now, thankfully, I mean, Skaven are a nightmare to fight at the most of times, and thankfully they have nothing here except for clan rats, so it should just be slicing through them, and with our Blessed Saurus Warriors, they're going to get a ton of kills here. Now, let's get to it. Siege of Teotihuacan. The reclaiming, as it was. Alright, before we start the battle, I'll go ahead and show off the graphic settings we're using here for a few seconds. Got quite a bit of blood here. I almost want to put more up because it's quite fun to have the Lizardmen just ripping through things. Alright, these are our graphics. Pause if you need to. We're going to head on back in. Start deployment, and then where are we going to strike from? This actually might be the best place here. These two towers they can go ahead and deploy upon. I almost always attack from this general area, because they only got the one tower to fire on you. They don't tend to deploy units here, and we can actually take this section of the wall too, just by taking this one, so this is where we're going. Alright, Lizardmen, prepare your cheek ladders. We're going to do, to avoid that summon of Menace below, we're just going to have the javelins in the center, between our two Saurus Warriors. Menace below summons are obnoxious. Also going to throw the Cold One Riders over here. I'll have to get shot at. Let's just put them as far back as we can, and then we'll rotate them around to join our main force. Let's just split the Skaven up further. So Stegodon here, Kroq-Gar, and then I'm going to put the Skink Priest in the Saurus. That way, if they try to summon in and fight, it's not going to go well for them. I guess we can just put the Skinks in on top of the Saurus Warriors, and then there's really nothing they can do about it. That'll work for me. Let's take these boys off and fire at will, just for now, that way they're not throwing javelins into the backs of friends. You lot can be our more or less missile crew. I want the spears also in guard mode. Let's take a look at some of our units. We'll pull some of these javelin points away so we can actually see them. Our very first campaign that actually took off and got a good bit of viewership was Oxyatl with the Lizardmen, so I'm very excited to be coming on back around and paying homage to our Lizardy boys. My favorite lord is not necessarily Kroq-Gar, but he's probably top 3. My favorite is Oxyatl and Tanowin. I think we'll try to have maybe a co-op campaign going with Tanowin and maybe Gorok or one of the other Mazda Mundi. In this light, it almost looks like our swords are painted up purple, which, if that is the case, this will quickly shift to being my favorite of the factions. That could just be what normal spears look like, but swords are awesome, aren't they? And we get to use all of the swords, but normally they're quite expensive. Great stuff. And because, well, the other thing, a little bit of housekeeping I wanted to mention was that Jet R also has a Kroq-Gar campaign going at this point in time, where I was kind of had my head down. I've had things going on in the house, and I just hadn't noticed that he had kicked on one up too, so not trying to steal the viewership from him or anything other. If you want to see a fantastic campaign that is not modded and is kind of just on base vanilla, I will go ahead and make sure that Jet R's campaign is linked in the description. I thought we'd go on over there and give him support as well. Just let these lads kind of hang out. They can shoot my Girl's Stegodon all they want. He's going to tank that damage for days. Kroq-Gar will follow him right on in. We could take him up to the walls, but I prefer to not lose that vigor. We'll just chop through these gates. It'll take a little bit of time, though. We don't really want to move anyone else until they start working their way through. There's the summon. Turn these mace boys around and give them a good bonk. Might take down a few javelins. Javelin troops are some about the only units that Flame Rats have any capability of holding the line against, so that's working out. It's like the towers have decided to fire on our spear warriors. I didn't actually think they'd be able to hit them. I Gates are going down. Let's go ahead and pull Kroq-Gar back. That way, Stegodon can mostly get those hits in. Now we're going to be able to hit them if we're not too careful. I'm tired of these guys getting shot up. They're losing quite a bit of armor. Let's go ahead and fall back. You know what? Falling back isn't really an option, is it? We've kind of dirtled on long enough. We've got to advance. Oh, they've got another summon. Alright, so spears. We're going to lose a couple of you on the way in, but that's just fine. Some javelins in behind them. Kroq-Gar, start working your way through those gates. And then the Mace Boys can now turn and help out as well. Glorious. Definitely want those the power shots going after our javelins, if anyone.
Get them!
Get them, yes, yes. Look at them setting up a spear kill box. Good for ya. Out of the sewers we come. Alright, come on, javelins. Be that expendable wall we need. Go ahead and bring these guys back. There's no way they'll get through those gates fast enough. Alright, gates are open. Kroq-Gar. I'm gonna send you into the general. We'll just have to stick it on, go straight through into the Skaven Slave Slings. Glorious. Spear lads. Let's have you take position. Get in there and help Kroq-Gar, he's gonna be doing just fine. We can charge through these slings here. Javelins advance a bit. Heaven's Priest, come on in, just inside the walls. Not up on the gates, please. There, that'll work. Give good old Kroq-Gar the extra. Help him by charging it into a... Is his name a biscuit? Abskit. They might as well be a biscuit. Have them go after the clan rats on the walls. Javelin lads can kind of just move to either side. And we'll go ahead and take them off of fire at will. They can start firing again. Let's take it on out once more because we have it charged through. The Saurus will basically just chop our way in. Keep Rage Priest to kind of stay nearby. Let's chop our way through. Stegodon's frolicking, we'll just have him keep charging into the already weakened units. Spears hurt, but not a Stegodon. Come on. Charge through a biscuit there. Since we pretty much have them off the walls, we'll see if we can get the javelins up and start chucking their stuff down. May backfire on us, where they'll just send the rats to fight them. We'll see. Alright, stick it on. Time to send you through again. Just wade it through as many of these rats as you can. Try to use that charge to power through. Activate Harmonic Convergence on any of the spears that are kind of struggling. Because we are surrounded in there. We'll come in here and watch the battle proper. There's no reason to keep... Probably should. Javelins take the top. These javelins also just go ahead and take the top position. Charge in and stop these clan rats from moving. Can't quite get the... There we go. Perfect charge. Didn't like that at all. Turn back around on these Skaven Slave Slings. Javelins are starting to fly as well. Hard to fight when you have a 3-foot spear sticking out of your side. Get here and charge the Clan Rat Lord once more here. Come on, Saurus, break through. Can't quite use the Spear Rider just yet. I think they'll just charge in and get killed. But we might be able to hit them in on this side. Alright, this side's terrified off. Let's chain route this group of rats. Leadership will come back. I love the random javelins that are flying on down. Let's get more harmonic convergence on, I'd say, probably these Blessed Warriors that are ripping and tearing. Keep those rats routing. Keep those Saurus moving forward, too. Spears, let's go ahead and work together on this unit. We'll pull the Stegodon back in to get these spearmen running away. This is a slaughter. Pull the Cold One riders in. You're not fighting for tic-tac-toe. Get them, skinkies. Yeah. Yeah, this whole group is running. Alright, let's have the Blessed Warriors take the front line. These spears can kind of rest. Start charging through. Start hitting these guys that are trying to run. Perfect opportunity to grab some captives. It'll bring the warriors across the bridge. Acting captain is still fleeing. You fall back. Give the extra defense to Kroq-Gar. And then you can all work together. Bridge of Death. Alright, same thing with the skinks. Get on down there and start helping. Push through into the missile troops there. Want them to stop firing. As soon as the Saurus started biting in, that was the end. Pushing through. There's that massive dino body. Get out of the way. Yeah, this is an absolute slaughter over here. We're charging the cavalry across the bridge, too. Looks like the even roundup is going fantastically. They've got the whole units over here for no reason. Daigo Matsuitsa! Look at the Stegodon having a field day over here. And your entire army's running for the hills. What say you, slingers? Keep pushing through. Oh, our boys rampaging. See if we can't stop that. Wait, rampaging. You're on our team. Smash these spears, and then we'll have the riders come through and get this unit of slings. Everything else up here is already shattered. And there's the victory. Nice and simple. Love and study, of course, but we managed to limit those casualties quite a bit. They had a Ruin Mage. A woe to our poor Saurus. Alright, a glorious first win, and it looks like the Stegodon takes the Golden Sword, just barely followed up by the good old Blessed Saurus. They are ripping through these rats. It's 100 kills per unit. Fantastic. We also got a Divine Plaque of Protection. Shield of the Old Ones grows more powerful under the influence of this growing plaque. 5% research, 4% ward save, less corruption, and missile resistance. That is fantastic. We will simply go ahead and occupy this settlement. Keep everything prepared as much as possible, whatever filthy rats already had in here. Absolutely take this Divine Plaque. Just please. We've already got the Rite of Sotek unlocked, which is on down here. If we had 6,000 gold, we could get attrition to any enemy armies in our territory. More ambush success chance, more melee attack for skinks, weapon strength for skinks, and missile strength for skinks and pterodons. Good stuff. Alright, well, we've got 5,522 of our glorious gold. We just put in the Golden Tower of the Gods. I think we want this in almost as soon as we can, right? That's even more research rate, 600 gold, 5 control. Yes, please. Might put us a turn behind on our expedition, though. So we've got, for our military convoys, we've got this new Lord type here. Let's see if it lets me actually... Oh, yeah, the Expedition Chief. We can't mouse over, but you can kind of see what kind of stats they've got there. They're like an Oxyotl, but in a Lord form. A little bit smaller, too. in terms of stats. So we've got Etzpidel, the Just. He's going to have extra Kroq-Gar. Sundering attacks for Kroq-Gar. And more resistance, too. Or we've got Bakza the Fierce. He's going to have extra Ancient Salamanders. So it's Ancient Salamanders or Kroq-Gar. I'm thinking Ancient Salamanders is the call there. We will hire and add the Master. And how much gold can you send out? Looks like only 600 at a time. So if we can just send out the 500, we will... Huh. Looks like we can only send out 600 for this first one, but let's back up before we do send that expedition on in. And let's see if we can't get some deals. Trade with Lore Masters. All we gotta do is declare war on Sartorial's Watchers. I think we can probably do that.
It's you. Excellent.
Oh, it's you. Excellent. Are we gonna be fighting Teclis? Do we need to stamp you out? I figured we could get along for the start, but we start off with a non-aggression pact, so then now we'll just be friends with Teclis. I'll join you in your war with Sartorial's Watchers. You'll give me some gold. Your single-mindedness does you credit. I agree to your terms. At least you're rude. That's always good. Hexawaddle, if we could just declare war on whoever they're fighting. No, I don't want to join your confederation, but I will join you in your war with Keepers of Bliss and the Skeggy. And you can give me that trade agreement. Stars align. Only one treaty is possible. Said it just really slowly. You have the wisdom of the first spawning. Indeed we do. Alright, that puts us along with trade with 2 empires right off the start. We just need to find Tlaqua now. We have plenty of trade going. As soon as they claim over here with these Sun Tree Glades, we should have that, no problem. So I've got a little bit more gold. Let's see if we can send in. Where's my convoys? There's so many buttons over here now. New convoy, we'll grab Bakza the Fierce. Add him on in. And then how much we said? Oh, only 600. Okay, so we would have been out of luck either way. Okay, so we need to try to figure out which units we want first then. Dragonfang Mount gives us the Waddles, which are a fun watery unit, which have a Tide Call missile strength and bonus V large. We do like the Oxodals. Let's get Jehelox and the Mako Pleurodon. Well, I'm kind of looking for things like the Yemiboro. Something that matches the Saurus a little bit more. One back over, maybe these are the birds and the Chulchins. Amacanth. Cryptonoth, interesting. So the Cryptonoth eventually gets the Nova engine, which is looks like almost a mini. It charges up for a second and it blasts, similar to a repeater. So I'm getting them mixed up. One of them has almost a repeater-style artillery weapon. Can't go to Itza, but the Great Turtle Isle would give us the Chirupins. Well, this is where we get the turtles. Yeah, we're going to the Great Turtle Isle then. It's time to bring in the turtle soldiers. Why? Because I like them. Alright, so we'll dispatch him. Gonna take him 5 turns. And he's gonna come back with 3 specimens. It looks great. This needs to be a base game unit. Unseen Protector. Wow, so he loses a lot of speed, but he becomes Oxyatl for a moment. Home field advantage for Strider for the entire army is insane. Gorilla Mindset. Skeet Chameleons. So, what is that? Oh, it's like Frenzy, but for your skinks. Cool. For missiles. We've got Adaptive Camouflage for Snipe. I mean, why not? Let's make them even better. Downtime for more ammunition and vigor loss reduction, and Paleontologist. Missile resistant charge bonus for dinosaurs. That's what being a paleontologist does. I never knew. We've got Head of the Snakes. We get the slow death ammunition. Wow. That's the... If this is the green poison ammo that Oxyatl has, you can win entire battles just cackling away as they disintegrate. What is your goal of the Bakza expedition? Field research. Gain temporary faction-wide growth and research bonus, or egg collection. Many low-tier units plus 1 or 2 mid-tier units. I mean, it's probably smarter to go for growth and research bonus, but let's go for egg collection, because we're here to gather up some dinos. On your way there, Boxer. Oh, he leaves from Itza. That's cool. And they aren't able to be attacked. They're completely invisible their entire journey. They will have different things. What can we do here? Unit upgrades. So you can take your base Jetlocks and upgrade them to the Riders. That is amazing. I'd like to see this across the board with all war beasts. So like your Plague Toads up to the Plague Riders of Nurgle. Might get rid of the reason to actually just recruit them straight up, but I like it. Alright, Kroq-Gar, let's finally give you your skills. We'll snag to start Inspiring Presence, or that Trickle of Experience. And then I'm thinking, go for Scouting is a good idea. Getting rid of Skaven Corruption is also a good idea. Let's go for Harmonic Convergence though, because we're going to need the magic. And then lastly, but not least, we're going to go ahead and summon ourselves another Chameleon Skink Sentinel. Now we're coming on in here for... Well, there's 2 tiers of them now, so you get one that's got a stronger trait as long as you've got sacrifices. Mastery of the Elemental Winds. I mean, that doesn't actually seem that amazing, except for the magical item drop chance. So we'll just grab Rostral, the Disciplined, and we'll have him follow around Kroq-Gar. Exactly, bud. We'll just act like you are one of our heroes at the start. Sequence of massed combat to give our Saurus more melee attack. Skink spawning or Saurus spawning. Now let's just come on in and grab the sequence of massed combat then. You start off with the Tablet of the Saurus, give them more melee defense, and the sequence of weapon crafting, give them more weapon strength. I would really like to see the Lizardmen skill tree also get reworked. It's very, very blinding, kind of for no reason now. Oh, we got Geomantic Web Strength 2. Alignment of Crafting gives us growth and income, research rate, control, or war. Now let's just go for crafting and start building up. Can't go for any recruitment here, but I think I forego that for something a little bit better with the Lord. We'll attack Sotek's Trail here next turn and cleave these rats asunder. Ooh, the Lost Workers. They say they were dispatched from Itza to serve at our hidden monitoring post outside the border, but somehow they ended up inside the zone. This was their first day on the job. Chief orders they be deputized. If they survive this outing, they will have earned the promotion. Not sure. So we've got some lads. They were going to serve at a hidden post outside the border, but somehow they ended up inside the zone. Not sure. They just got lost. We need to get some rescued scribes, artisans, or laborers. Go ahead and grab some Krox work. Now we have a choice to make. Go up north and put ourselves in more of a right with the Tomb Kings, or go on down south and stamp out the lizards. Ooh, gold. Stamp out the rats here, that is. Alright, Kroq-Gar, let's get moving. There are definitely rats in both positions here, but we'll go for the south first, stamp them on out. See if we can make it all the way to the Temple Avenue of Gold, and then we'll start moving our way north. This Golden Pass was claimed just with Teotihuacan. Tablet of Spawning. Okay, that's our growth and replenishment building. Right where it should be. Alright, Kroq-Gar, for this turn, we'll go ahead and give you a few more Forest Warriors. Sounds good to me. Next turn, we'll have the Golden Tower on him, which will be building us up even more monies. So this is Geomantic Energy. Siphoning the Geomantic Reservoir requires energy gathered from buildings, characters, events, or rewarded from successful missions. Cool. Let's check diplomacy just real fast. See if we can't snag any more deals with... Wouldn't mind getting on the good side of... Oh, it's Straussliath now. So is it... This is a Malevolent Treekin, I think. Interesting. Before, I'm pretty sure the Bowmen of Orion were led by one of the actual Glade, can't think of their names, but they're one of the male Glade lords. That may just be what they're called. And turn. Another glorious turn and another uncovered armory. The expedition's Kroq-Gars break down rubble to clear what appears to have been a deliberate cave-in. Beyond lies the skeletal remains of ancient Lizardmen, perished at their barricade. The team is drawn to inspect the unusual materials and designs of their armor. So Boxa could get impenetrable scales. The team is equipped with specialized gear, granting resistance to missiles. Flexible scales for defense and melee. Armor or grateful spirits. These scales are not ours. That's probably the best way to go here. We'll go for the grateful spirits and give us more resistance for the entire army. Got the Rite of Awakening unlocked, so we can wake up one of our Toad mage priests. We're not going to do that anytime soon, but it's good to know. Team enjoys the protection of grateful spirits, granting them resistance to magic and everything else. Not magic, but maybe other things that are not magical. Sotex Trail. Hello. Oh, it's a different Skaven clan entirely. Well, that's concerning. Well, that means we went the wrong way. Interesting. Okay, Rostral. Well, we're going to have you come with Kroq-Gar for this turn, but that means these rats are going to be coming down to the Cursed Jungle almost immediately. I mean, I'm going to be declaring war on these random Skaven we found. Kroq-Gar brooks no rats. Let's go ahead and declare war and start it up, but war on 2 fronts, or I guess 5 fronts, isn't exactly what we want this early in. It ought to resolve this one, but I think it's another one we want to fight. Is that on the field, or is this in the field? This will be a fun battle. Let's take it to him. Alright. They're going to spread out. I'm not going to allow it. We're going to have our Spearsaurus, Macesaurus alongside them, just a little ways back, because I prefer the Spearsaurus get engaged by the enemy first. Send you guys with them. Stick it on as well. And these other 2 Saurus will just go ahead and hop in the woods. They'll be our nice flanking team. Old Wood Riders too. Kroq-Gar and the Mage Priest. We'll have Kroq-Gar here, Mage Priest on the other side. That way we keep that leadership buff all spread out. And then we'll have our Javelin lads. What's the best place for you guys? We'll probably bring them up this way, and they can kind of throw those javelins over the cliff. Keep it back to start, though. Alright, deployment begins. Everyone in grouped up, as we always do. I'm going to take the javelins, keep them on guard mode, because the AI does like to pull those units you are firing back, and then your guys follow them into being stabbed to death, which is not a lot of fun. Let's begin. Go ahead and advance this group first. Blubsaurus, go ahead and move up to here in the woods, and we can have the Old Wood Riders take this position. Won't even really worry about our reinforcements. Spearsaurus move up. Javelin boys behind them, and we'll have the mage kind of hanging out too. Yoink. Go around behind, my friend. Just send the Stegodon in to start bullying the Skaven slave slings. Kroq-Gar too. What are you really going to do about it? Oh, cool. There's our Menace Below summon. Beat him down. That is a perfect summon for us. Harmonic Convergence for our Stegodon, who is getting caught up with spears. Hate to see it. Send in the Mace boys. Press your way through. That's no problem. Get these Mace boys moving. Spears up. We'll have this group of javelins advance too. Start chucking rocks at these javelins, that is, at these Skaven slave slings. Alright, Stegodon's taking a little bit of damage. Let's charge in the... Ooh, good clan rat summon. Them fighting in tandem should be more than enough to handle that one. Oh good, our old blood's here. Welcome to the fight, sir. Cold one charge, really, really fiddly. See if we can pull them through. Let the mace boys scare these guys off. Kroq-Gar, you keep chopping through the spear lads they have. Oh, they have a third one. You go ahead and fall back. And the skink priest versus the Skaven slaves. Self the convergence. Get this group, we can send them back through. Old One Riders go and charge into their lord there. This group's going nowhere. Have the maces move in. Help our priest out. Well, that damage isn't really going to be that bad. Smash us right through. Alright, Spear Riders, get in there. We'll move these Macesaurus in to surround and destroy. Bok. They have 4 summons. Alright then. These javelins and this priest have been fighting for their lives. Spear Riders got in a bad place now. They move really slowly. Nice charge though, isn't it? Alright, let's come on up back uphill. This whole group's routing now. That should be the victory. With the Skaven, you want to try to get them all clumped together. We can route them all at the same time. Trying to go for a flank. Impressive. That's them beat though. Save my own fur. Chuck javelins at these guys first. That would work out for me. Keep our own lads together. This poor mage priest. Definitely earned your battle stripes this battle. You're a skink priest. Haven't quite earned the title of mage. Retreat. Surrender. It won't save you. Sling's going for one final hurrah. And that's the end. Javelins, you're out of javelins. Charge on in and get your blades messy. That's a victory. Expect any less for the Saurus. I'm gonna go ahead and run down as many of these rats as I can just to get extra experience, and I'll catch you all in a moment. Alright, new clan, new victory. How many offerings do we gather? Only 20. Weakness. We will go ahead and loot and occupy Sotek's Trail then. Trying to gather a little bit more gold to spend back in Diodequal and on soldiers. That means Clan Morbidus is likely one of the first enemies for Teclis down there. He's still struggling with his demon armies. Rostral, I'm going to have you go ahead and fall back towards Diodequal now, because that battle wasn't enough to gain you any actual experience. Kroq-Gar, though. 1 and 4 Root Marcher. And the good ol'... We're fighting Skaven. Curse of the Midnight Wind or your Uranid's Thunderbolt are going to be great. A lot of damage. It's our version of the Warp Lightning. It doesn't strike 4 or 5 times in the same spot. Alright, sweet Kroq-Gar, can we get you any Saurus here? The answer is no. Go get some more skinks, though. That's not necessarily bad to have in the back line. They cost very little, so we'll go ahead and grab some skinks. As for sacrifices to Sotek in this first tier here, we get sacrifice to Pon Alaxa. Get extra army for extra accuracy, that is, for all armies, and upkeep cost reduction for a million skinks. Control. Growth. Sacrifice to Jaka sounds great. Weapon strength. Attack and defense for cold ones and such. It'd probably be, if we're going to do any of them, it's going to be the sacrifice to Joka for more growth. Alright, sweet. Can we get Zorn up?
In these dark times, perhaps we should stand together.
Perhaps we should. Especially if you start fighting against Khalida. Before I do get out of there entirely, let's see if anyone wants to trade. The Leafcutters tribe, hilariously enough. Orky friends with the Lizardmen. Nope. That's good. We'll go ahead and tear the damaged buildings here in Sotek's Trail. We've got Skink Favelas for gold. And then, just the main settlement. Turn. Alright, pest control now. Small, slippery dinosaurs frequently thrive from the eggs we collect. Cunning and dexterous, they can even solve our puzzle locks through mimicking our motions exactly what's spooky. Our researchers suggest that rather than trying to outwit them, we employ them to sniff out nests for us. Through their penchant for imitation, we need only teach them there are greater rewards to be had, and it will teach all the others. Wait, let's train the thieves. 200 gold for even more specimens. Artorial's watchers are gone, so we have a little bit of time to grab the Temple Avenue of Gold before we don't any longer. Pallid Nursings are gone too. Sweet. We transform that into any... We need to collect an egg collection or an expedition somewhere to unlock those. Fair. We have one already. Alright, Kroq-Gar. How far does Sotek's Trail actually last? It really doesn't. Thankfully, we don't actually need any replenishment, and we are fairly elite at the moment, so let's just go ahead and power through. Try to take the Temple Avenue of Gold now. As long as we're close enough where we can get it next turn, which we are, no problem. Rostral, you go ahead and fall back to Yotiqua. And start recruiting in some Saurus. Oh, why are they 203? Aren't you supposed to get an up production? Pretty hefty one. Saurus are expensive then, aren't they? Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab 2. 2 Saurus is worth 4, 5, or 6 units of plant rats. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn. Or do I will take one look? Oh, we've met Itza. He's not fighting anyone. Interesting. Well, as soon as he does, we'll declare war on their enemies. Lord Doitega, although declaring war here and getting this guy caught would be bad. So we'll probably wait on that one. Be interesting to see if the Ludomancers actually survive. We also probably need a few more trade materials to even be worth trading with. So, back on over towards our capital here, and that'll be our turn. Alright, we've got unseen escorts now. Your expedition chief has been aware for some time that the expedition is being tracked and watched over. In fact, not share with the rest of the team. The opportunity arises to welcome these unseen escorts to reveal themselves. Agents from Pahwaks. We will put their expertise to good use. Pahwaks, huh? We'll take the... We'll just take the additional skinks. Now we've got a new mission. Capture 250 battle captives. We got 15 turns, and once we do, we get the blessed chameleon skinks. The Lord of Strength, the old one, Scotley, does not perceive this portent solely as raw vigor, but recognizes the economic strength as well. Storms that rage over the gold mines are a sure sign that he requires cohorts to build their wealth. Should the gold be accrued, sacred spawning will surely follow. This doesn't exactly match up, but we'll take it. Maybe we need more workers for the mines? Really? We could reach last turn, what changed? Alright, that's nonsense. What changed where we can't reach them now? That's gonna hurt. We'll go ahead and move forward. There's no telling how many rats are in here now. We'll stay in the Astromancy stance, so we get Vanguard deployed for certain units, which I wish it told you exactly which ones had it. It doesn't yet, so we'll just make do. 2,000 for the Holy Ziggurat here, so we'll wait. And actually, it may be a good time to go ahead and tear this building out. I realized we could have recruited in a Scarvet. We grab one that's uncompromising, perceptive, or determined. Let's go for perceptive. Zakwa. And for now, Zakwa will hang out with Rostral, but I think we'll probably bring him down to join Kroq-Gar eventually. I wish I would have seen that a little bit sooner, otherwise we would have recruited him on turn 1. Alright, Rostral, you stay here. Let's give you some Javelin Boys. Nah, we really can't, can we? But I do want to upgrade Teotihuacan next turn. Skip on through, and that should be our turn. Let's check real fast. Yeah, no trade. Not yet. Keepers of Bliss are also gone. Lovely to see all the demons gotten rid of. And our expedition is complete, so now we have one more Cherupin, one Duradon, I guess 3 Cherupins, and 1 Duradon. Great. Go ahead and hatch. You can hatch them anywhere. Well, knock knock, mo sucker, we're coming in. So the Cherupins do have an opportunity to rampage, so does the Duradon, but I think we want to bring in... I do want the turtles. What can they really do, though? They can withdraw. Immune to Psychology, can't melee. Something layered up there. They can't move, and 20% resistance. That's pretty cool. Use them as actual tanks. They can just walk in and just sit there. I think I want the Duradon, though. Costs a little bit more, but big and mean. Alright, Kroq-Gar. Krelk's out front, which is a big mistake. Let's go ahead and crunch him. Oh no, Skaven revealed. There are so many of them. But Krelk is a Plague Caster, and there's nothing else besides in here. 2 Summons Menace below. And they may have 3, actually, because of what this is telling us. We'll have to see. Can give us a Pyrrhic Victory. We could just give this one to the auto-resolve and win like that, but I think that's weakness. So, one final battle here for this first episode. Gonna make it a little bit of a longer one. Let's take it to him. Alrighty. Sweeps himself off the desk there. I don't know where these leaves came from. I'm sure it was the cats. Go ahead and start deployment. Looks like our enemies are coming in from this position of the hill. So what I'm going to do is, since we have Vanguard deploy for everyone but our big beasties, we'll go ahead and deploy our Blessed Saurus. We'll deploy the Spear Saurus. There's no telling how wide they'll deploy, so we'll just take the top of the hill. Spread these guys out just a little bit. And the plan is, we'll go ahead and throw the other melee Saurus slightly behind here and here. With the Javelin boys kind of all... We want the skinks. I wouldn't mind having them all over here so they can chuck their javelins, but they'll get caught up in melee very fast, so let's have them back and they can kind of rotate around. Put 1 unit here, 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 and then here for our skink units. We can have our mace boys circle around. Skink Priest and the Cold One Riders, which we're going to have Cold One Riders and Kroq-Gar go hunt down this enemy lord here. We'll bring the Duradon if we think we need it. How much bonus of the infantry do you have, good sir? Just look at this Stegodon. Or Stegosaurus, I guess. You're a Stegodon, you're a Stegosaurus. Love the red and black back plates there. Not my favorite of the dinos. My favorite is Ankylosaurus. We will, I think, there is an Ankylosaurus in here. If there is, it's called the, I think it's called the Amacanth. Great big Ankylosaurus, which, yes please. Take it on here to be our shield, and let's go get them. Everyone in their units while things are progressing here. Glorious. Duradon, let's have you move to maybe cut them off when we need to. I don't think you or the Stegodon actually have Strider, so we'll have to worry about that. And at 30 on each, this poor priest. Or what are you? You're not a priest, you're a... I guess he is a plague priest. Or a Gracier of Plague, that's what they're called. Mixing up all the names here. Oh yeah, use that. Use your plague on our spear riders. That'll work. Definitely. Alright, Duradon, we'll just have you circle on this side. Oh yeah, there's their summon. Go ahead and strengthen this cohort of skinks so they don't take too many casualties there. And chase this clown down. Look at Krelkrod. Oh, Kroq-Gar sees you now, sir. And all of the clever girls we have here. Alright, source and reason to pursue, and we'll make sure you guys aren't on fire at will just to start, so they just run right off the map. Great stuff. Go ahead and push these two units slightly forward. That way they're the ones getting caught up in melee and not the skinks. You can help it. Ooh, lovely. What a mistake. Food for the Stegodon. Yeah, just a single charge obliterated that unit. 60 kills. 53 kills in one charge. Alright, here come reinforcements. What say you now, Skaven? You want the spears, basically you running right on in to stop anyone from escaping. Javelins get you guys back on fire at will. They can start unleashing hell into the enemy line. Lightning there. Harmonic convergence. Oh no, they're all caught up in the right spot. Harmonic convergence with these guys. Stegodon, go ahead and maul this group. Duradon, go after the enemy lord for me. You guys defeat this person yet? We'll bring the spear riders back and we'll let Kroq-Gar handle him solo. Duradon charge. Bounding into battle. Oh, the fountain of blood. I don't even think he hit the enemy chieftain. Smash it in there. Saurus Mace boys, let's go ahead and surround and destroy. Well, you can help me surround and destroy Metastone. We'll let... kind of like so. So many Skaven up here. Oh, it's bad lightning. Sure you see that just canceling it. Help out with this group. Charge in there on the sides. Just gonna crash in any side units you can find. Yeah, those clan rats. Kroq-Gar is bullying the enemy lord. 4 eyes good, 2 eyes better. Fantastic charge. Fall back. We got more lightning. The answer is no. Let's go ahead and have the Duradon kind of charge through. Give it a good old Starbrand charge. There we go. How many kills are you up to? 164. Just please. Look at all the wavering Skaven. Scavering Waven. Can we run free? No, if you do that, we'll just punch you down. Skaven jerky for all. Old ones have pushed through the lines, but make sure they're not doing anything too dumb here. Got a few more slings to reinforce. Stegodon, let's go ahead and keep mauling these big blobs in the woods here. You can drop some lightning on them too. Hey, yoink. Pull the skinks back. Let you clobber this lord. That looks to be that. Oh, here come the last slings. Hidden them in where they reinforce. That's what I thought, cowards. The only problem is all of these units here are going to be actually still in the settlement for us to fight, so... You got your wins and you got your losses. We're not going to be able to round up any more of these, we'll just end the battle there. Glorious job, lads. Right, for some reason it decides to give us a close victory there with 67 losses against 5,000 Skaven. Interesting. We'll go for the extra experience. Slaughter them. Oh, good. Most of Metastone's army actually survived that battle, so we are going to have to cut our way through lots of slings here. The Rite of Ferocity unlocked, and that is 250 battle captives on into all pockets. So we've got now 3 Blessed Chameleon Skinks to recruit. Those guys would be fantastic at defending the homeland. Obedience brings victory. What do we really have here for Kroq-Gar? Draft Master's pretty good. Geomantic Sustenance drops that upkeep further. More replenishment rate, and then of course the good old Renowned and Feared. I think we want to start out by upgrading our Saurus. 4 more melee attack for Saurus. And then we'll go down the blue line after. Let's go for perhaps a Wind Blast as well as Uranid Thunderbolts. We have a couple of damage options for something if they have lots of really low armor, and Uranids for like dealing with enemies on walls or different weapon teams and such. We'll do Inspiring Presence for you, my friend. Bottomless Quiver, Expeditious Endeavor. So he basically does have the exact same skill tree as Oxyotl. Let's go ahead and go for Skirmisher then. Buff up the strength on all of our, looks like all of our Salamanders. And Skinks. Rostral. We'll also give you Inspiring Presence for that trickle of experience. Sounds great. We get to see it again? Looks like no. The Kroq will come on in from outside. 1 Edict of Terrapins over here. We'll have a couple of them hanging out with Rostral, defending the Curse, the Teotihuacan. The rats are likely to jump in the underway up towards here. The Golden Tower is under pretty serious threat. We are going to go ahead and, no matter how set it is, we're going to tear this building out in place for walls. And we'll go ahead and put the Saurus building in over here at Teotihuacan. Alright, we do have the 150 sacrifices, so if we really want to, we go for the sacrifice to Joka. Gives even more growth and construction time reduction. So maybe, oh, this is geomagic energy you need over here. It just says sacrificial offerings. Good to know. Okay, we have none of that going on right now then. Well, that's how it works. You click it and you sacrifice immediately. I was just trying to look and see what it did. That's just the way. Well, let's come on back out of here and see how much we might have just screwed our campaign over. Some more weapon strength when attacking and more melee attack while attacking. I mean, that's not terrible. I would have preferred the growth, but now we know don't click on things, fool. The thing is, that's going to be all the time we've got for today. I'm going to come on in, though, and grab one more unit. We'll grab 1 unit of Terrapins, and the other 2 will go up with the other army. Kroq-Gar versus Metastone. You know what? Oh, we would lose our Terrapins. What do you mean? Just going to give this one to the auto-resolve. Well, we will have ourselves a battle at the Temple Avenue of Gold in the next episode. Thank you all so much for coming by the very first of our modded Kroq-Gar campaign. If you all enjoyed the video, remember to like for the like god and a sub for the subtron. See you on the next one.